My name is Ben Wheeler. This video is to reflect upon a recent job shadow that I did for our project for my COM 201 class. I'll kind of go through the, smaller details as quick as I can since, this video is only supposed to be about 5 to 8 minutes long. The project, basically, you want to job shadow somebody that has a job that applies to your degree that you're trying to get, or, that job field, or, maybe just a job that you want to have. So my job shadow was to be job shadowing a producer at ESPN 710 for the Danny Dave and More show. And, of course, this project called for a partner, so my partner's name is Curtis Kovac, and he was the one that actually knew somebody at ESPN 710, so that's how we were able to hold somebody and get the job shadow set up. So that was, that's pretty awesome, and, I was just super psyched because it was a subject both of us were interested in. So, my major is digital journalism with a print specialization, but what I would really like to do would be a sports, beat writer or a sports reporter. So, this type of job shadow made a ton of sense, and Curtis is a sports nut too, and he was talking about being a PR major. So, it fit, at least in my opinion, it fit both of our intended majors pretty well. So, the job shadow was scheduled for yesterday at 2 o'clock. So we got down there, and ESPN 710's in Seattle, so it was a little bit of a drive, but not far. So we went to 710. The first hour, of course, we met Curtis Kovac's friend, or I guess not a super close friend, but coworker, former coworker, Curtis Rogers, who is the producer of Job Shadow. I met him, super nice guy, very inviting, do anything, if there's any information you wanted, he could give you a great answer. So basically, the first hour we were there was, meeting Curtis. We met a lot of the personalities for the various radio shows there, which was really cool. And everyone there was super nice and, just super inviting. Hey, the type of, hey, you have a question, ask me, I'll give you, my best answer. So that was awesome. So the first hour or so we were there was really just seeing, what goes into show prep for the radio show in terms of the producer. And that's, finalizing sound bites, making sure stuff's organized well, bouncing some last-minute ideas for the show off the personalities, and just kind of finalizing, if there's a lead story that needs, a specific statistic, making sure you have that down right for the video, for the radio show hosts, and that kind of thing. So really, it's finalizing things that have been kind of planned throughout the day. But, since the show starts at 3 and we got there at 2, this was just, kind of quick rundown, making sure everything's good and solid and ready to go. So once that was done, 3 o'clock rolled around, and we went into the actual control room for the studio. So we were on the other side of the glass from where the radio host personalities were, and so they, as they, talked and did their thing, and which they're doing even more. So they're, just the dynamics between all of them was really fun to watch. But really what we were focused on, too, was watching Curtis Rogers, that producer that we were job shadowing, watching him do his job. He runs the commercials, tells the host when they do a live read, which, is just advertisements that are read by one of the hosts that they, then endorse. The monitoring the call and text line, and, keeping the radio personalities on task and making sure they're moving along in their pre-planned segments and keeping pace on all the things they want to have covered. Make sure it remains civil, and, just it really is just a control man. That's what he did. Anything that's, sound effects or sound bites that he played, he makes sure they're queued up and ready to go and played them, whenever the radio host, shifted segments. And if there was something, he felt like he interjected the conversation, he did that too. So he, it was a wide array of things he did. And just seeing him kind of work, and, he sat in his chair and he did not move for 3 hours. It's just moving from computer to another, and, doing just all the different facets of the job. It was really cool to watch. And, of course, seeing the radio personalities too, seeing them interact with each other, both, on the show and behind the scenes, was really awesome. The value of this, I think, kind of speaks for itself. The, seeing behind the scenes stuff, that's always the undervalued part of really any, profession. Just seeing the stuff that needs to be done in terms of prep to make sure, this show goes well was really neat. And especially to do some of these, less glamorous parts of the job, you have to have a passion for it. And value of this job, shadow for me, was just kind of reaffirming that I had, the passion to do a job like this. So, and just, seeing, if you had the motivation, the passion, was like I said, I do have, you can do a job like this, and not only, do it and not, and survive, but do and love what you're doing. And, we asked Curtis how he felt about it, and he said, this doesn't even feel like a job. This is something I love to do. It doesn't feel like work. So that value, just to me, was just for him, it's like, man, if I'm passionate, if I'm passionate about something like this, and like I said, I am, then, getting into a job like this really wouldn't feel like a job. It would feel, more of like doing a life, basically a hobby or passion, but you're getting paid to do it. And so the value in that, how far passion for whatever it is you do can drive you alone. And so since I, like I said, I love sports, so seeing that, and I like to write, so combining those two things, I have a passion. The value is just saying like, hey, I have the belief in myself to go and do this, and I can find something in my field or in my major that lets me do something like this. So that was the value for me, which is kind of reaffirming, hey, this is what I want to do, and I know I can do it. The value, I think, for the company, or, Curtis, more specifically, Curtis Rogers, who we job shadowed, was, of course, getting people involved, like I said, in that behind-the-scenes stuff, because, everybody wants to be the star, everybody wants to be the face, but not everybody can. And seeing, how fun it could be to do some of the more, behind-the-scenes work, or, the less glamorous parts, and, see, show people that hey, it's not, sure, maybe not the face of things, but you can still have a blast doing a job like this, or, working kind of, not as a big superstar. So that's where I think the value from was too, was, you can, by showing people some of this work that he does, he can generate interest in it, because people are, by him showing them, these people are seeing these parts of the job for the very first time, and they can actually say, like, hey, this actually would be fun to do, when it's something they might have never thought about before. So, and of course, I already talked about what attracted me to the job shadow, was my love of sports and, writing. That's, journalism, and this, producing at ESPN 710, at least in my opinion, definitely falls underneath that. And, like I said, professional goals, that's the value, was, just like I said, establishing that, hey, this is something I want to do, this is something I'm passionate about. And honestly, like not that I needed an extra push, but, now it just feels like, hey, this, if I'm willing to work hard, which I am, that having a job like this, is realistic. And so it just, it added to my confidence and my passion too, to get into this field and to do a job like that. Or, if not producer, just be a sports writer, or, do some sort of sports commentary, would just be super, it would just be awesome. So, yeah, my name is Ben Wheeler, and that is my reflection, and I'll have my photo SO up later. Thank you.